Had a crazy dream. Welcome back, fans, to Royally Quacked, where I'm royal and he's quacked.
I think half of that is true, but that's a little foreshadowing for later today. Yeah, so that was an interesting intro, but I would say half of it is right. I definitely want to be cleaning up one of those two. I think most Ducks fans are gonna agree with me right now.
Yeah, well, what's funny is this app actually, I can't say I was sound asleep last night, but it popped in my head. And I just had to share it with you guys. And then maybe it is a foreshadowing of what Cody wanted to talk about in a couple of minutes. But I have a great trivia question we're going to start off the podcast with. Probably the number one center on Team USA. Who would you guess that to be? That is not the trivia question, though. Who would be the number one center on Team USA?
I would say, I would probably say Austin Matthews.
Okay. So, Austin Matthews' opening game. Do you know how many goals he scored? Do you remember?
His first ever game, 4 goals.
4 goals. Well, do you know who had the primary assist on his first ever goal?
The primary assist on his first ever goal.
Yes. And you would know this person pretty well. He's not with Toronto anymore.
Okay, he's not with Toronto anymore.
Mm-mm.
I know the player.
Oh, yeah.
Does he play on one of our 2 teams?
No, he does not play on one of our 2 teams. When I saw this, I go, ah.
Is this player playing in the East Coast or Western Conference or Eastern Conference?
A Western Conference.
Kadri?
No.
Oh.
He did play in Toronto, didn't he?
Yeah.
I forgot that, but it's not great guess. This person also obviously played in Toronto, but when I saw this, I didn't remember it, or maybe I just didn't know it. I'm not really sure which one that is.
It wasn't Kessel. It wasn't Kessel,
I can
right?
tell you the person still plays in the Pacific Division.
Plays in the Pacific Division. Huh.
And I know Kings fans hate him. They hate him because of the team he plays. I'm giving you so many hints here. And no, it's not anybody on the Anaheim Ducks.
No, well, I already asked that question, so.
Yeah, so just for fans.
So in the Pacific, can't stand them.
If you
Kings
think about that, and you realize what team I'm talking about, you'll understand.
So he's on Edmonton.
Bingo.
I'm just trying to remember.
Prior 50-goal scorer.
Hyman?
Zach Hyman, primary assist on Austin Matthews.
I forgot. I keep forgetting he was I always forget that he was a Maple Leaf.
I was flabbergasted at that. I was going like, really? And they let him go?
Yeah. Well, Toronto hasn't made the best of choices with, they let Kadri go. They let Hyman go. Probably not the best ideas, but they let Kessel go, and then he wins 2 Stanley Cups with their rival in Boston. Or no, not Boston. I guess not a rival in Pittsburgh.
Okay, so we want to get on to Kings news. We're going to start with Kings news. It's
Kings news.
Not a whole lot. As you know, we're in training camp right now, and the Kings have assigned forwards Jan Chauvin, Jimmy Labardi, and goaltender Carter George to their respective junior teams. Additionally, defenseman Nate Corbett, who I give full kudos on taking on the bruiser from Anaheim, who was twice as big as him and fought his heart out in Irvine. What's that?
Great Park Ice.
Yeah, Great Park Ice. Nate Corbett has been released from his PTO. That's we're gonna get we do have games to talk about, so there's a lot more news with the 3 preseason games we've had in the last week. On to Duck news with the Shovel Boy Cody.
So, Frank Cervelli reports. I know it's not a good source when it comes to Ducks media, but I wouldn't. I mean, I think he's more wrong when it comes to trades. You know, like, oh, Ducks are looking to trade him, even though he's been technically right. It just took 3 years for them to happen. But Frank Cervelli reports that the Ducks and Mason McTavish camp have settled on the term of the contract, and it's not a short-term deal. But they are still far apart on the money side. There's gonna be more on this later. Not much later. Next up is Kreider was on the Empty Netters podcast with the Powers brothers. You know, shout out them. I love their podcast. And Kreider told them, and this is what Kreider said about Jackson Lacombe. He's in quote, "I don't think he knows how good he is yet. He's Werenski elite. It's crazy to watch him on a daily basis." End quote.
Those are big words.
Those are big words, and it's not like Kreider. He's been around the league. He's played with Fox, Lundqvist, Panarin. He's played with some top players over there in New York and played against top players over there in the metro area. So he knows. I would say he knows what he's talking about. Now, my favorite part of the podcast. I have not one. I have 2 rants. Yes, that's right. You heard me. 2 rants. All right, so I have one, and it's funny because they both start with the letter V. Victory Plus. You guys need to stop playing replays during live play. Like, I swear, I think we almost missed a goal because you guys wanted to start a replay during live play. That's the whole point of the watching it is you want to watch it live. You don't want to see a replay during live play. Save that for the commercials. I don't need to see people looking up at the Jumbotron in the during those little TV timeouts. You know, I'd rather see the replays during that time than during live play. That's one part of Victory Plus. Second part of Victory Plus. You guys really need to work on your volume control. I'm listening to it on my headphones because my wife's watching TV. I'm listening on my headphones and I got to turn the volume up just to even hear the announcers. And then all of a sudden it randomly goes on a commercial. You know, like they have like that. Each TV network has that special like little theme song kind of thing, or like that special sound. Well, the sound was so loud, my headphones popped out of my ear. I thought I went deaf. Like, I shouldn't have to it was there like, here was like the commentators, and then here was the volume for that sound effect. We can't have that. Like, you need to equalize the sounds. That way you're not bursting people's eardrums. Because if my eardrums get bursted, I'm definitely going to sue. It's ridiculous. And then let me skip commercials. Like, I'm trying to skip forward and it keeps playing the same thing. And it played it 4 times in a row. So, like I said, I know it's free. I appreciate that. I do. But like I said, I'm not asking for the world here. Just fix that.
Sorry.
Bless you. All right.
Well, I have one bone to pick. I tried to get that game on the other night just for a little bit, and all I got was lag. It never even went to the game. So I went to ESPN
I hope
LA
it's just
and listened to it.
I hope it's just a preseason thing because I don't ever remember it being that bad last season at all. And it's not like the Ducks are the only sports team in their network. They have the Dallas Stars, they have the Texas Rangers. So you would think they would have more bugs, fixed. But like I said, I just hope it's just preseason stuff right now. So, maybe it's just part of the, NHL. Like, the players need their preseason to get ready for the regular season. Maybe it's like the same thing for Victory Plus. They need the preseason to get ready for the regular season. That's what I hope it's for. But Victor Plus, please just fix those things because I shouldn't have to worry about me going deaf during commercials. All right, I'm done with the Victory Plus one. Verbeek. Okay, so we hear that Frank Saravalli said that they have settled on the term of contract, so the years. If it's 6, 7, 8 years, I don't care. And they're still so far apart on money. Verbeek, you need to know I understand you want to get the best deal for you as possible, but this is the third time that this has happened where we've had a big RFA player missing important time with a brand new coach and coaching staff. We had Zegras and Drysdale from 2 years ago when Cronin first came in. Zegras and Drysdale both missed significant time during training camp, and they both had horrible years. I mean, both of them got injured, but like I said, that's partially on Verbeek. You need to get these players signed so that way they're NHL ready for the season. Yes, I know McTavish is over in Ottawa practicing with the Ottawa 67s. Which I don't know why he went to Ottawa 67s because that's not even where he played. He played with the Peterborough's Petes and the Hamilton Bulldogs, but whatever. At least he's playing. He's doing something over there. But you're telling me you're so far apart after a full week of training camp and 3 preseason games? We only have 4 games left. Still not even close to a contract. And actually, he's probably not even going to play, so there's really only 3 games left because we have the game today in Bakersfield. So I just have a gut feeling that McTavish is not going to have a good season just because it's what's happened in the past. We need to fix this. Like, Verbeek, sign him. I don't care. There was a rumor from us that someone came out and said that they had a reliable source. Like I said, I don't know if it's true or not, but they were saying that McTavish and them are saying that 8x7, they wanted 8x7. I would have signed him in a heartbeat. I'm like, all right, get on the ice and go work with Quenneville. Go. I would have signed him right there. I would have been okay with 7.5, 8 million per season for the next 8 years. Get him out there. Because you have the rising cap. And the other thing I'm worried about is, so we've had Drysdale, Zegras, and now McTavish as big RFAs that are missing time because of contract disputes. You know how many big RFAs we have next year, Dad, for the Ducks?
I do not.
4. We have 4 next season alone.
Lacombe?
No, 5 then. We would have Carlson, Cutter, Lacombe, Minchikov, and Zellweger. 5. And we can't even get...
Wow.
I'm really worried that Verbeek is going to be the reason why this team doesn't get far.
So, just in retrospect, let's think about this. I mean, he had a good year last year. He had a
Yes.
subpar year the year before. So, say they do the 8x7s true. They might be slightly overpaying him maybe this year and next year. But if he keeps getting better by year 5, he's going to be way underpaid. If you think about that.
No,
I'm just talking
that's
about
what I'm
contract.
saying. But you also got to remember, his bad years were with Dallas Eakins and Greg Cronin as the coach. And the Ducks teams were, everyone was horrible. Nobody really had good offensive years. But this team is so much better now. There's better players around everyone. You know, Kreider, Carlson, Cutter, Granlund. We have all these better players around us where that should bring more offensive, play in. Of course, that hasn't really turned out in the preseason games, but we'll get more on that later. But you're telling me we can't come to terms because I think Verbeek is set at $5.5 million AAV. I agree. That's going to be a good contract for the first, maybe 2 years. Like, I can understand, he's probably going to $5.5 million the next 2 years. But if you're doing 8 years, you got to pay a little bit more too. I would do 8x8 in a heartbeat for McTavish because a 2C in 8 years, they're probably going to be making probably a good 12 million in 8 years because of the rising cap and everything. We need to get McTavish signed. It's bad. I'm tired of this, and I'm worried for next season, especially with Carlson, Cutter, Lacombe, Minty, Zellweger. We have 5 people that are going to be up for our RFAs next year. But yet we're okay with giving, like I said, I don't hate the signings, but you're okay with giving Killorn 4 by $6.25 million. That's a big overpay. Granlund, 3 by 7. Okay. You traded for Trouba and he's making $8 million. You know? I feel like he's okay with giving these veteran free agents all this extra money, but when it comes to the people that are going to be really running this team for the next 8 to 10 years, he's nickel and diming everyone.
Yeah.
So,
as a hockey fan, I find this really sad, very sad that you got all this young talent and you need to get it honed if you want to get back into the playoffs. I understand being fiscally responsible, but I mean, you guys, if you blow this, you're going to be bad for another 10 years because you're going to have these kids. You might draft them, and they're going to go to college, and they'll play 3 years at college, and then become a free agent, and go somewhere else. So all your draft picks will go away, and that's one thing you have to be careful with. You start setting these precedents of how you're treating the players, and the league don't play without the players, for sure. So, I mean, one thing I gotta say, typically, I can't speak for like what Kidden Holland's doing because I know we're still waiting for Kempe to get a contract, but I think they have at least spoken and are hoping to have something done by Christmas time. And Kempe said he was okay with that because he wants to stay in LA. Well, I think McTavish wants to stay to be a Duck. And, granted that if he gets $7.5 million, it makes Byfield's contract look better. for sure. I mean, because he'd be making more money than Byfield. And I don't think he's that much better than Byfield is. And a lot of people don't realize, Cody and I talked about this during the week, that, because he gave me all the stats, and McTavish had a little bit better stats. But did that take into consideration that Byfield had a broken ankle, and then that he had those issues with his adenoids and tonsils that he lost like 20 pounds before that one season because of it. And he missed a little part of the first season, that one season. And then he played and he got better towards the end of the season. Then I think he was out towards the end of the season. And then one season where he started off like gangbusters, and second half he didn't score a whole lot of goals. Well, he changed that up this last year. So I don't know. I understand your frustration. Maybe that's why I had the dream, because I knew you were upset about that. And
It's not just me. It's all of us. All Ducks fans are annoyed right now.
Yeah, and like I said, it's understandable. And like, as a hockey fan, we want to see the best out there. So, and we did have our little simulation, and if it would be true what happened in that simulation, what the stats that McTavish had, if that happens, I'm going to bet bottom dollar the Ducks are a wild card team this year. Yeah. I mean, because he was almost scoring a point a game.
He was a point a game.
I think he was 1 point off being a point a game, so it's really close. But
I would count it.
But if he's doing that, you're going to have a lot of those other players are going to be picking it up, and you guys have such a strong, farm system, whatever you want to call it, of kids coming up. I mean, you're sending the wrong message, guys. Honestly, I mean,
no, don't say guys. It's Verbeek. You're sending the wrong message, Verbeek.
Oh, wait a second. There are people above him that could tell him what to do. So I'm saying
I know it's Verbeek and Solomon, Jeff Solomon. I know they're hard-nosed people, but is it really worth saving the $1.5 million a year, or $2 million a year, and having your 2C for the next possible 8 years or more?
Well, there's an old saying: you have to spend money to make money. In hockey, if you're not spending money, I mean, you look at the contracts that a lot of these better teams have, they're spending the money. Look at the Dodgers. The Dodgers payroll is like $120 million more than the Anaheim Angels, or the whatever, LA Angels. I'm going to go Anaheim Angels because I think
the AAA Angels got it. Yeah.
$120 million more. And if a Dodger fan say, hey, we're going to go to the playoffs, we won the World Series, they go, well, yeah, because your ownership's willing to spend the money to get you there. Where ours is trying to make as much money as he can instead of giving us the great product. And what's really sad, I driving home last night from work, I listened to the game, and Trout in the bottom of the 8th inning hits his second homer of the game, and then Terry Smith's telling what the attendance was. Do you want to know what the attendance was for a team that's probably in last places? You know how many people they had there last night? Of course, they're playing the hated Astros, so maybe half of them were Astro fans.
I would say, 5,600 people?
It was 37,000 people.
37,000?
So, I'm going to call this out on a hockey podcast. For all you Angel fans like me and Cody.
Don't call me an Angels fan now, please.
Liar. So
okay, like I said, I am an Angels fan, but I can't support them right now.
If you want change, don't go to the games.
Oh, I'm not.
You want change, make it where Artie's not making money, so he'll sell. He's at 80 out to sell the team anyway. I don't think anybody in his family wants to do it. So sell the team to someone who cares. I go,
Yeah.
but let's get back to hockey. This isn't Angels baseball.
What did I say to what did I say to you when you offered me those free Angels tickets earlier this season?
No.
Yeah. I turned down free tickets to I would say, like I said, my favorite baseball team. But I just can't support them right now until things change.
Yeah,
Like I said,
my company paid for those tickets, and I gave them.
and
I gave them to a nice young man that. Well, I guess he sort of works for me. I mean, he really works for Neogenomics, but
okay,
he doesn't
but
work for me.
and I hope he had a great time. But I know I would have hated being there. You know, I hope he had a great time. I hope or whoever he took had a good time too. I can't support the Angels right now.
Yeah. Well,
I like I said, I don't pay attention to them. I stopped listening to some of the podcasts just because I'm done with it until things change. So breaking news, just after we finished our live stream Saturday morning, the news broke. Mason McTavish and the Anaheim Ducks have agreed to a 6-year deal worth $7 million AAV. I cannot tell you how happy I am that McTavish is finally signed and he can now start working with the new coaching staff and like Quenneville, Woodcroft, and all this. I'm recording this separately just after everything is over. But I cannot tell you how happy I am that this is done. And I just thought it was funny how after you just heard my rant, which I'm gonna place this just after the rant and everything, how I went off on Verbeek, and maybe Verbeek heard the live stream rant that I had, and maybe this is what propelled him to officially sign Mason McTavish. So now, Ducks fans, we can all breathe, we can relax. McTavish is now signed for the next 6 years at $7 million AAV. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think that's a little too much, or is the perfect amount? I think he deserved a little bit more, but I'm okay with the 6x7. So, all right, we'll continue on with the live stream or the rest of the video.
So meanwhile, back at the rink, let's go to
Yes.
league news. Cody, lead us off in league news.
All right. You want me to lead it off because you don't want to say that name, right?
Correct.
I figured. So, the Edmonton Oilers have signed forward Vasily Podkolzin to a 3-year extension worth $2.95 million AAV.
Yay! I would have said it right. Restricted. Here's another bit of news. Another restricted free agent, Luke Hughes, one of the trio of Hughes brothers that play in the NHL, and the New Jersey Devils are still in disagreement and still a ways apart per Peter LeBrun. So it's not just the Ducks; it's also New Jersey. They may be a little bit more cap strapped than the Ducks are, so maybe that's why that's happening. But if he's anything like his brothers, you need to sign the boy. If not, he can come play for us.
Maybe that's what he's trying to do. Maybe he's waiting to see what happens with Luke Hughes, and then we get Quinn Hughes in a couple years, and then Jack will come over in a trade.
Yeah,
I mean, the Devils have $5 million in cap space.
Yeah,
they're not hurting.
Do you not think he wants at least $5 million?
No, I would give him $5 million a year.
Easy. He probably wants more like $7 million.
Yeah.
He's a Hughes.
Yeah.
They're royal players in actual hockey. The very respected family with some outstanding talent.
Yeah. Next bit of news is Carolina and Vegas, along with one or two others, are the suitors for the Carter Hart sweepstakes. I don't know if I would call it sweepstakes, but Philadelphia and Edmonton are out. Hart is expected to sign a 2-year deal when eligible on October 15th. He can agree to terms on October 1st, and he can also get an AHL loan games when eligible in mid to late November before the December 1st suspension lifts. And that's, I believe, per Chris Johnston.
Okay. Well, we have Luke Hughes twice in the news.
Oh,
That's okay.
no, we don't.
Speaking of Pierre LeBrun, he says that defenseman Rasmus Anderson would be open to signing an 8-year. Don't delete that in the middle of me talking, please.
Oh, I deleted it before you even started talking.
No, it just went off. Well, as I just saw it just disappear. An 8-year extension, but the Calgary Flames are not willing to go that long. He mentioned that Anderson was almost traded to the Vegas Golden Knights this summer. God, how do they get everybody? I mean, I just don't get that. But a deal never did materialize. LeBrun considered it possible, but unlikely that Anderson resigns with the Flames. And he didn't want to come to LA because they had a trade all worked out for him during the offseason.
Yeah.
First early offseason.
Yeah.
So.
And here's a couple sad news especially for captains of their teams. Dallas Stars general manager Jim Nail announced today that Captain Jamie Benn will undergo surgery for a collapsed lung. He was diagnosed with the injury late in the third period of Tuesday's preseason game against the Minnesota Wild. Ben is expected to make a full recovery and will be reevaluated in 4 weeks.
Yeah. And he was talking about captains. Alexander Barkov is undergoing surgery on his knee and is expected to miss the whole 25-26 season via Elliot Friedman. And I heard it was an ACL. So, depending on how fast he does his rehab, it could be a little bit into next season, possibly. Probably not, because the surgery is much easier than it used to be, and the recovery period. We've seen football players come back in 9 months on it.
Well, I heard it was 7 to 9 months that he's going to be out.
Well, 9 months is going to be the season.
Yeah, which that's
going to take it to June.
Sucks.
Yeah,
like and it's funny is you don't, as much as everyone probably doesn't like the Panthers and how they do everything. You don't wish this on Alexander Barkov. He's, like I said, I know he's the captain, but he's one of those people that, I mean, you love. You love watching him play. He plays the game the right way and everything. Like I said, probably top. He's probably the number 1 two-way center in the league. By far.
I mean, a guy who obviously reminds me of our great Anze Kopitar.
Yeah.
Two-way player, captain. He's a winner. I mean, unfortunately for the Flames, not the Flames, but the Panthers, now they have him off and Kachuk off till probably maybe January.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as soon as Kachuk's going to come back, and Barkov is the engine that makes that go.
And I didn't think about this until literally just this minute, but I believe that Barkov was also the captain of Finland in the Olympics. Is going to be this year, so he's probably missing that too.
Oh, well, no doubt he's not going to be ready to play hockey by February.
No, I'm just saying, but
it's sad.
Finland is even, it's not only just the Panthers. Finland just lost their number 1 center and their captain too. For the Olympics.
And you said people don't like the Panthers. I mean, because they're winners.
I think it's how they
But
do everything.
but if you see how they are as a team, that would be a team I'd want to play for.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, they care. Everybody cares about everybody. I mean, that was so apparent with Marchand going over there and him talking about, and he re-signed and they signed him for a longer contract than he obviously deserved because, if they would have everybody back, they'd probably win it again.
yeah.
Obviously barring injury, and this is a big blow. I mean,
Big,
they're still going to be decent. Don't get me wrong, but are they going to be elite? I don't know without Barkov. So
yeah. But
close.
so Toronto has signed Ducks legend goalie James Reimer to a PTO.
Okay.
Yeah,
Canadians D. David Reinbacher has broken hand and is out for 4 weeks. God, we're having too many injuries. I don't like to see it. That's
yeah.
what we're talking. A lot of this is injuries, and you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I want to beat you with your best if I can.
Yeah.
So
And then another broken hand. The Kraken forward Capo Caco will miss 6 weeks due to a broken hand.
wow. And the Buffalo Sabres have extended their lease at KeyBank Center through September 2031. The team had an option to either continue their lease for an additional 5 years or opt out on September 30th. Well, that's Monday. Is that Monday? No, yeah.
That's Tuesday.
Tuesday. Yeah, don't forget Monday's your sister's birthday.
Oh,
Samantha, if you're watching, you can see it live on Royally Quacked. Happy birthday.
happy birthday, sis. I would
Happy
say the other word, but I'm being nice.
Yes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Birthday,
dear
dear
Samantha.
Sammy.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday to
to
you.
you. Love you,
And for your
sweetie.
and
Give
for your
everybody
present, I'll be at the Ducks game.
um say hi to the kids for me and Justin. We love you guys and miss you.
Yep.
Now to the preseason, Cody.
Yeah. So
So I mean we have two of no, we have
yep, two Ducks versus Kings, and each of us have one game that wasn't against each other.
okay, so we could talk about the game a little bit together then.
Yeah.
So
So let's talk about the first one, the Ducks versus Kings on the 21st.
yes. So how do we want to do this, Cody?
I'll talk about how the Ducks did really bad, and then you can go and how the Kings did really well. Does that work?
Sure.
All right. So the Ducks only scored one goal this game, and it was in the first period. We got the first goal of the game in a minute and 25. In Nikita Nesterenko, unassisted, scored the lone goal for the Ducks. I said unassisted. Um, we had a total of 27 shots. We were 0 for 3 on the power play, and we took a total of 7 minutes in penalties. And we had no stars of the game. And let me look up the box score for.
Well, there
Uh,
was an assist on Nestorenko's goal.
a Kings one?
I think it was either the hip or the back of
Oh.
Kyle Burrows. Sorry, thinking about the old baseball player Jeff Burrows that played for the Rangers.
Yeah, and Billy Huso was the goalie for this game. He played the full 60 minutes or 58-45. He faced 32 shots, made 30 saves, gave up 2 goals, and had a save percentage of a 938. And
And
that was,
so
like I
so
said, wasn't much.
they did start off the scoring, but it didn't
Yep,
take but 3 minutes for the Kings to tie it with Alex Turcott getting his first of the preseason from Brant Clark. And Brant Clark made a nice play on this. I saw this game.
it was a nice play.
And a second assist from Moverari. That was at the 4:27. And then to ice it, shorthanded, Alex Laferriere scored in the third period. Assist from Alex Turcott. So let me get farther down here. The Kings did outshoot the Ducks 33-27. Everybody was 0 for on the power play. The Ducks had 7 penalty minutes. The Kings beat them with 11. So obviously there was some, little feistiness between the rivalries there.
Yeah.
The 3 stars of the game, obviously, I got to tell you, I think this is one of the most talked about young players not going to play in the NHL this year. Carter George. He has been impressive. He was in the rookie faceoff. I think we showed the windmill save he made, which was, he was the star of that game. He's the star of this game. The one goal he gave up went off his defenseman. I don't even think it was on net. It was wide of the net and bounced in off our defenseman. But he made 26 saves out of 27 shots. And Brant Clark, who we're looking for another step up this year, looked good on the defensive side. And then, Alex Turcott is, what everybody's thinking might be that fourth line center. I think, he's going to be on that line because with Perry out, that opens up a spot. I think he might be the center or Hellenius, possibly. Who knows? Somebody young could make the team, maybe unexpected. In the future, and I don't want to talk about it now, but even Liam Greentree looked pretty good in some of these preseason games. But those are the 3 stars. Kings win the game 3-1. The Ducks were competitive in this game.
Yeah.
But you could tell the Kings, they're just a step up from the Ducks right now. And we had a lot of young people playing in this game too. Because these games really don't mean anything. You could go 3-0 or you go 0-3, and you could be good or bad in the regular season. So it just depends. But that was a good game for the Kings. And we'll go on to, you want to go on to your second game or mine?
I'll go to mine.
Okay.
So the second game, the Ducks hosted the Utah Mammoth. And this was a lot better game for us, Anaheim. To start the scoring off, Drew Hellison scored the first goal on a wrist shot at the 17:05 mark. Assist from Troy Terry and Frank Vetrano. And after the first period, the Ducks led 1-0. Second period, Matthew Phillips. You're wondering who Matthew Phillips is, right? Well, you'll hear his name again, trust me. But he scored on a tip-in to make it 2-0 Anaheim in the second period at the 4:10 mark. Hellison and Lacombe with assist on that one. And then Beckett Seneca scores his first goal of the preseason, assist from Tyson Hines and Leo Carlson. This was just a great solo play from Seneca. Kind of like he drove the net, kind of lost the puck, and then just regained it back and then put it and scored behind on Vimelko. So that was definitely good to see. So that was 3-0, and that was at the 5:18 mark. And then Dylan Gunther from the Utah Mammoth scores his first of the preseason from Nick Schmaltz and Mikhail Sergachev to make it 3-1, and that was at the 14:48 mark. And so now we had a 3-1 Anaheim lead after 2 periods. Third period is when the scoring really took off for the Anaheim Ducks from people that you weren't expecting to hear from on the score sheet. Ryan Strome scores his first on a deflected shot at the 5:33 mark, assist from Terry and Lacombe. And then the human traffic cone himself, Ross Johnston, scored his first with assists from Jan Misak and Jackson Lacombe. 5-1 Anaheim, and that was off a slap shot, believe it or not, at the 9:18 mark. And then the last goal of the game was a nice little wrist shot from Matthew Phillips, his second goal of the game, assist from Mikael Granlund and Hellison to make it 6-1 Anaheim, and that was at the 14:27 mark. So the Ducks shots on goal, they won 28-26. Face-off percentage is something we still need to work on. We're at 40.4%. 0 for 2 on the power play, 25 penalty minutes, 23 hits, 9 block shots, 6 giveaways, 1 takeaway. And then let's let me get to the goalies. Peter Mrazek looked really good in this game. Faced 26 shots, 25 saves. Had a .962 save percentage and played the full 60 minutes. And and then the 3 stars we had Jackson Lacombe with 3 assists for 3 points. Drew Hellison, 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points. And then the short king himself, Matthew Phillips, with the 2 goal night. I liked the way Matthew Phillips played. He drove the net, got in the right area, and put the puck in the net, which is something the Ducks have had a hard time doing the last, 7-8 years, really. So, but yeah, the Ducks won this one 6-1. So it was a great game. On to your second game.
Second game, we played Pacific Division rival Golden Knights. The Kings were outshot in this game, 33-28, but scoring the first goal, like he did in his first NHL game when he played last year, was Taylor Ward. No, not the left fielder from the Angels. It's a different Taylor Ward. And that was at the 5:06 mark of the first period, giving the Kings a 1-0 lead. Assist from ex-Anaheim Duck, Brian Dumoulin, and we're expecting big things from him. His first, and Liam Greentree with his first assist. And then no scoring in the second period. We go to the third period, and Jeff Millot, who right now looks like he might be taking Corey Perry's spot until he comes back. It's what it's looking like to me, at least. He got his first from, again, another assist from Alex Turcott and another assist from Liam Greentree. So, I mean, I'm talking about Turcott had an assist in the first game. So they're counting what they get in the games. It's not cumulative in the preseason for some reason. So now it's 2-0 Kings. Then I don't know, how do you say this? Willem Kamek scored his first goal from Saad and Lavoie to make it 2-1 at the 8:38 mark. And then to finish off the scoring, Trevor Moore gets an empty netter at the 18:58 mark. And the Kings win the game 3-1. Like I said, they got outshot 33-28. I gotta say it looked to me, except for hits and block shots, Vegas outplayed them, but they didn't outscore them. So we look to see who was in goal, because I don't remember who was in goal this game. I think all of it was Forsberg.
Okay.
And he 32 saves on 33 shots, .970 save percentage. Nothing against David Riddick. He definitely helped us over the last couple seasons, but Forsberg looks like definitely a stronger number 2 goalie for us.
Yeah.
So far. And that was game 2 for the Kings.
Yep. Now on to the last game of the week. And it's another Ducks versus Kings matchup. This one was at the Honda Center. Mine will be very short. Because the Ducks didn't score. We had no goals in the first, no goals in the second, no goals in the third. We had a total of 14 shots on goal. Yeah, that's right. A total of 14 shots on goal. The Kings alone had 13 in the first period. So we only, the face-off percentage, 45%. You know, a little bit better, but still got to be better. 0 for 2 on the power play, 12 penalty minutes, 15 hits, 16 block shots, 4 giveaways, 1 takeaway. There is one thing I did not like about this game, and I hate to say it, and it was against Anze Kopitar that I'm actually gonna. I think he should have gotten a penalty because he ran over Lukas Dostal and there was no penalty, and I felt like that was goalie interference.
I did not get to see the game, so I
Yeah,
didn't see the play. So I
I
didn't even know that happened, Cody.
I I really don't understand the goalie interference rule. Like I remember last year there was a play that Mason McTavish had. He had the puck and everything, and he drove the net. He scored. He had the puck, and the Columbus Blue Jackets player actually he's the one that pushed McTavish into the Blue Jackets goalie, and then so McTavish scored, and then they gave him a goalie interference penalty right after. It made no sense to me, but yet Kopitar ran over Dostal, and then there was nothing.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that and see what happened.
Yeah, so
Obviously they do miss calls, Cody. Just
no, I understand that. And what's up, Kevin? We have a great episode so far. Wait till you hear the first part when I rant.
Oh, he just came on.
I don't know if he just came on, but it's good to hear from Kevin. So as I said, Dostal only played 31 minutes into the game. It was actually, it kind of scared a lot of us because Callie Kling came in relief, but I guess it was a scheduled change. So Dostal was not hurt. It was a scheduled change. Like it was planned that Callie Kling was going to come in relief no matter what in that game. So that was good to hear. Dostal faced 18 shots, 17 saves, had a 944 save percentage on, like I said, a total of 31-39. Callie Kling, 12 shots he faced, saved 10, gave up 2 goals, had an 833 save percentage. And Mama, wait, do you agree with the goalie interference thing or just something different? Or with what my rant earlier? I'm just curious. Yeah, he just got in. Usually listen to the episodes once they're uploaded, but it's more fun to pop in and hear you live. No, I appreciate that, Kevin.
Appreciate
we always
it.
love when you come in. Always like when you come in live too, like that.
Yeah, we do appreciate it, and looking forward to the draft tomorrow night.
Yep. Oh, the goalie interference. Yeah, see, all right, the goalie interference thing. That's what I thought.
I like I said, I didn't even see it. So, let's get on to the better part of this game.
I hate you.
You can hate me all you want. I still love you, son.
Yep.
Starting off the scoring was Martin Chromiak from Jeff Millot. So you're hearing a lot of goals from not our stars in these games. And the Kings are winning games with not the big guys scoring a lot. So that was the first goal of the game, and that was late at the 18:26 mark. So the Kings were up 1-0. And then no scoring in the second period. Obviously, I mean, looks like Dostal's already in game shape to me. So, and I do believe he's going to be a stud for them, as long as they don't keep pissing off the young guys, making them want to go away.
Yeah.
I think that's a really bad trait. So, I mean, just speaking as a fan of sports. Then third period, Jeff Millot gets another goal from Kyle Burrows.
Not another goal. That's his first goal.
Of this game.
No.
He scored last game.
No, it says first.
If you haven't noticed, LaFerriere scored earlier. And
when did he?
All the games are all ones. Millot, 1 assist, 1 goal. He scored in the last game against Vegas.
Oh, he did? Oh.
Yeah, so I made that comment already. I've been noticing that it's not cumulative in the preseason. They're going game by game.
Oh.
I don't know if that's an NHL thing because we get our box scores from the NHL scores
Yeah.
straight from the NHL. So it hopefully should be accurate. So Millot scored from Burrows and Jared Woolley. And one thing, I did listen to this game, and Woolley and Brustevich played together, and they're going to be playing together probably as the number one defensive pair for the London Knights this year. And the comment was they did not look like they were out of place playing with the big boys. So there's
That Millot goal, that was a nice tip. That was a nice tip in goal. I will say that. It was nice. I will say that.
I think Millot's trying to be make that fourth line. And I have no doubt because he plays tough too. And you always need a tough guy to help out, keep the game running safely.
Yeah.
That's what the big bruisers are for. Put a little hurting on someone, tell them not to do that to your big guys, your star players again. So that was at the 7:42 mark of the second period that Millot made the nice tip in. Making the game 2-0 Kings. And then finally somebody other than Millot, I believe, that actually is going to make the opening night roster. Kevin Fiala gets a goal from LaFerriere and Byfield at the 12:23 mark on a wrist shot to make it 3-0. So let's go to the box score real quick and just get some details there. And Darcy Kemper, he played. Well, he must have been off the ice on a penalty that the Ducks had because he's missing 44 seconds. He played the whole game, 14 saves on 14 shots, 1,000 save percentage. This game looked like a little bit more in the Kings' favor, obviously. With
Yeah.
the shots and everything else, a lot different than that first game, even though the scores were similar. It looks like the Kings actually outplayed the Ducks this time. Because I can tell you, when we were at the rookie faceoff and the Kings won that game, 4-1 at the rookie faceoff?
Yeah.
4-1.
It was 2. It was 2-2.
I could tell you, Anaheim, I thought played better than the Kings, even though the score was 4-1 in a lot of that game. I think the Kings executed when they needed to, and sometimes I've seen us outshoot somebody 30-14 and we win 3-2, just because you execute better. So and that does happen in these games. They do execute. Oh, and Kevin says Millot is surely cemented in to take Perry's place to start the season. So I agree with you. And I think he did prove himself last season a little bit. So anyways, so the Kings 3-0, the Ducks are 1-2?
The Ducks are 1-2, correct.
Of course, the two games they lose were to the Kings, but like I said, that doesn't even mean anything. These games do not matter. They're getting in shape. They're trying to show coach what they can do, see where they're going to get placed. Some of these guys are trying to make the NHL club. Do we want to just talk about what we have a game today, right?
Yeah, we have a game today. It's in Bakersfield, and everything. I don't have the list in front of me, but I did see the lineup. It looks like it's all AHL players, pretty much, and like players trying to make the team, young players. It's a very young lineup for the Ducks. So I guess I don't have it in front of me, but what's your prediction for tonight's game?
4-2 Kings.
I'm gonna say 3-2 Ducks.
Okay. I don't know who's playing. You know what? Let me see what the time. This game is at 3:00 today.
3:00. Yep.
3:00 today. So, like I said, it really doesn't matter. It's
Yeah.
preseason.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to see where they're at, get in a little better shape, so forth, and we're going from there. And then, did you want to talk about your your other preseason games other than today's game?
Yeah, so the Ducks will be home against the Sharks Monday 9/29. I will be at that game. So if you guys are there, let me know. And actually, I do have a question with the new parking and everything. Where is actually the best place to park? I do want to know. Like, is there a good place to park for the Ducks homes games now? Because we used to park in like that one, like, so if you're facing the Honda Center, like from like where Angel Stadium was, we used to park like the very like that left one, right, like right by the 57 freeway.
Yeah, where all the big parking structure is.
Yeah, where the parking structure is now and everything. That's where we used to park. So I don't know if there's is the parking structure done. Like I said, I don't know. It's been a while since we've been over there. So I'm just kind of curious if anyone knows where to park for those games. And then
I
on Wednesday, what?
I would say, where we parked the last time we went to a game?
Oh,
I
like
parked there.
across the.
Yeah, we parked over there by the one brewery place.
Okay.
It was like 10 bucks to park there, and then you can walk and you just get right out because you're not
Yeah.
stuck in the parking structure.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
rather
So
I rather walk if I can. Of course, your mom with her hurt knee. If we go to a game, we might have to pay for really good parking.
yeah, I'll try to figure it out. I'll ask around. So that's preseason game number 5 was on Monday against the Sharks, and then number 6 on Wednesday, October 1st. The Ducks will be in San Jose again against the Sharks. That one on Monday, I'm predicting a 4-2 win for the Ducks. And then the sixth game, I'm actually going to predict I'm gonna say 5-3 loss for the Ducks. And then the last game on October 4th, I'm just gonna predict this now because next week we're gonna probably have a long episode, not a long episode, but we'll have a special guest on again for our now annually division predictions.
Oh, um, well, since Eric is a Ducks fan, just a thought. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Cody. That was rude.
That was very rude of you.
Um,
God, you beat my team twice pretty badly, and then you interrupt me as I'm
yeah.
doing my
Well,
prediction.
here's my thought. I think it'd be nice to have another King
Okay.
podcast. And I'm going to
Let's.
throw it out there, Kevin. Would you be interested in joining us? And we
Oh.
get to see your face, and we could talk. You and I can talk about. Well, you could be with us. What we're going to do is try to make predictions for the
For the
season
standings.
and the standings, even maybe picking up our Stanley Cup champion.
Yeah.
So let us know, Kevin, if you're interested.
Yes.
We'd like to, you've been a very good fan of ours. We'd like to reward you
Yeah.
to come on with us. It's all casual, bro. You know,
Yeah.
we have
Right.
fun. We'll try. I'll try not to let Cody pick on you too much.
Well, no, Kevin's been a great supporter. I won't make fun of him. He's fine. I like him more than I like you, anyways, because he didn't rudely interrupt me when I was doing my predictions.
Well, I would have forgotten to bring it up if I
Yeah,
would have waited, so I
and you
apologize.
definitely would have forgotten too. So, let me finish this, then
Go
we can
ahead.
finish. All right. Last preseason game will be Saturday, October 4th, and that will be again at the Honda Center. Ducks versus Kings, and I'm going to predict a 4-3 win in overtime for the Ducks. And then now you can talk.
So, I got to tell you, I know at
Here.
the start of the podcast I was dreaming. I think you're dreaming.
Hey.
He's throwing out the gauntlet, slapping him in the face with a glove for this season.
Well, I was going to
Kings,
predict it.
go.
I was thinking a Kings win, but then you rudely interrupted me, so I wanted to go with something different. So
So, Kevin, is that a yes? I hope it's a yes. We'll be in. Let us know if it's a yes for sure, because we don't want to count on you, and then maybe people can be shy doing this. Believe me, if you watched our first episode, we were pretty much rookies. It's
Oh
gotten
God,
so
yes.
much easier now than it was back then. But I'm going to go to the Kings podcast, not
Games.
podcast, the games. We already talked about the Saturday game because you asked me to predict the score on that one
Yeah.
when we did yours. Then on Tuesday, the last day in September, we're at the Mammoth. Is that the one that's in Idaho? One's in Idaho, one's in Utah. I know. We're playing them 3 days apart. We're gonna go play the Mammoth on Tuesday, September 30th. I predict a 3-2 victory for the Kings in that one. And okay, we got a yes from Kevin, and yay,
Oh,
Kevin!
sweet.
Woohoo! So I'm happy, Kevin. We get to actually see your face, and you get to share some of that hockey knowledge that you've been posting on your comments during our podcast. We want to reward you, sir.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then on Thursday the 2nd, they're also playing the Mammoth. I'm going to say they're probably going to play a lot of rookies in this game. It's going to be a 3-1 Mammoth victory in that game. I can't go undefeated, can I? Yeah. And then no.
No.
And then the last game on my sister Judy's birthday and the day before Cody's birthday, just to throw that out there. It's the Kings at the Ducks. I'm going to predict a 3-2 Kings victory in regulation.
Okay.
So, and that's the end of the preseason. And these preseason games aren't counting. If you remember last season, I don't remember where we ended up finishing. I have it written down somewhere, but we're not counting preseason games in that aspect. Well, start of the season, we'll see who can predict how their team does better. I think I won last year, didn't I, Cody?
In the predictions?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I know I did. I know I. Let's just say I know I didn't win.
I'll have those stats live next Saturday at 10 a.m. when we have our special
Wait, are you
guest.
talking about are you talking about the division predictions or the game predictions
The game
last
predictions.
year? Oh, then yeah, I definitely didn't win that.
No, you had somebody going to the Stanley Cup Finals, so you won that one.
Yeah.
You picked Edmonton in it.
Yeah.
It could have changed with just a little bit of change in those victories. Eric and I were right there with you. It was really close.
It was close.
And then we're gonna have Kevin come in and blow us all away.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all in fun. I love doing this podcast. I get to do it with my kid, even though he's a rival team. So what? I'm a hockey fan first. We go to the games, we enjoy them. We banter a little bit about it. But one thing I can say, we are so blessed to have the love of everybody in our family. I feel blessed to have all my kids. I can't imagine life without them, even though they're all Duck fans.
Quack, quack.
So, other than that, anything else we want to talk about, Cody, or are we going to get out of here?
No, like I said, if anyone's at the game on Monday, let me know. Like I said, I'll be there. I don't know what time we're gonna get there because I am working, but I do have the next day off, which is nice. Yeah, Mama raised him right.
Yeah, there's like no mention of Dad in there at all. Thanks a lot, honey.
Hey,
we raised them right.
Well, you got the football team. Mom got the hockey team.
Okie dokie.
And
I win at everything else. I can lose at that, I guess.
Yeah. But no, like I said, I think we covered everything. I'm happy that Kevin will be on with us next week. I think that'd be great to have, two Kings, two Ducks on here. You know, get a little extra fun and everything. Kevin, bring your A game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, absolutely do
Like
that.
I said, I'll reach out to you, um,
Oh,
sometime this week. You'll get a heads up,
I
and
want to
then
do.
yeah,
I want to do a quick shout out.
okay.
We did not have a live podcast last year, but we do have it on YouTube. And if you want to laugh,
Oh God, yeah,
you gotta watch at least the the interviews were great too. Don't
yeah,
get me wrong, but watch the heckle hole. Oh my
yeah. The
gosh!
heckle hole.
I I I I obviously experienced it. I was there, but I was I going to work or coming home when I played it, and I was laughing almost the whole time. So it is absolutely funny, a little more PG rated than G rated like normal. Just want to throw that out there. But I'd really recommend listening to the podcast. And we will, if they allow us to do it again, we'll do it next year.
Oh yeah.
I'm I just want to know really well in advance so I can have that Friday off because getting up at 4:40 after going to bed at midnight, that was a little hard day for me afterwards. So,
Oh, I mean, I went. I mean, I was off pretty early that Friday before. I went to bed early and everything, and I still was just exhausted after. And I even took a good 45-minute to an hour nap when I got home. I just like got on the couch. I'm like, all right, I'm taking, and I just closed my eyes and I was out.
well,
So,
I did take a nap too. So,
but no, I would say thank you everyone from Patriots hockey,
yeah.
giving us the opportunity to do that and everything like that. We had so much fun and interviewing everyone, meeting new people. Um, and another fellow Ducks fan, Max, and stuff like that. Even he kept his word. He said he had tickets, and he did offer me tickets. So he already kept his word on that. So it'd be nice being able to go to more games. Like I just love going to games. I don't care
Yeah.
if it's Ducks or Kings. I'll go to Kings games. I don't care. Like I said, I just love the game of hockey in general.
Amen to that, brother.
So,
Amen to that.
but on that, you have anything else to add? No. Then, all right. Well, thank you, everyone. Again, it's good to be back on the live stream part of the podcast. I guess I did miss it last week, but I'm so glad what we did last week. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, thank you, everyone. If you like this episode, please drop a like on YouTube or and Twitch. We'd really appreciate it. And while you're there, also don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Get the like spike going. Hit the subscribe button. It'd really help us out. And even drop in the comments. All right, who do you think's going to have a better record this year, Ducks or Kings? Who do you think's going to be higher in the standings? Drop in the comments. Let us know. If you listen on the audio, we appreciate you guys too. You know, if you're on audio, please drop a review or and a rating for us. We'd really appreciate that. On Spotify, there are comments on the Spotify one, so you can drop the comment there too. So, and don't forget to follow us on all social media. We're on, like I said, Twitter X, Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, and drop us the DM if you want to talk or if you want to come on episode one of these days and you know shoot it with us. That'd be a lot of fun. On that,
Absolutely. That would be a blast.
you know, on that, that's it. And thank you everyone for joining us on the live stream. We really appreciate it. And everything. And we are part of the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. And like I said, hockey's so close to being fully back, and I love it. It's nice to be
Yeah.
able to talk about games again like this.
Yes.
And Victory Plus, please fix your TV thing, please. I appreciate that.
Sounds good.
On that, well, let's go Ducks.
And go Kings go. See you next week.
All right.
A father and son, a bond so strong, talking hockey all day long. Royally craft their podcast show, sharing stories, highs and lows. From the Kings to the Ducks they go, shout and go Kings.